I'd like to introduce Professor Liang Ma, but first of all, I'd like to give to Professor Liang Ma a big thanks for giving this talking to us today. I'd like to thank you also, Tsinghua University Industrial Engineering Department, for this kind of cooperation with the South American University, including Brazil, including Argentina and Chile. I would like to thank you also to International Economics Association and also the IEA networks, BRICS Plus network, and EULA network, along with the Brazilian Economic Association, Argentina Economics Association, and Chile Economics Association for this opportunity and this collaboration to have Professor Liang Ma for the first time talking to our student about economics and human factors in China, and also to present us the opportunities for the students, South American students, to go to China for graduate studies. So Professor Liang Ma, receive our big thanks from all South American universities, students, and professors. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Professor Gomez. At first, I think I would like to readdress my thanks to you, since it's a great effort for organizing such activity, especially for coordinating all the colleagues from South America to listen to this talk. And from my side, I would like also to address my thanks to all the colleagues from South America. I haven't been there, but I hope in the future I will visit there once and try to see all the colleagues face to face. And today, I think I would like to introduce myself at first. I'm Liang Ma from the Department of Industrial Engineering at Tsinghua University, and later on you are going to see some details about our university and our department, and also our master programs. Currently, I'm an associate professor, and I'm working in the Institute of Human Factors and Economics. And also, I'm the Deputy Secretary of the Chinese Economics Society. So after introducing the graduate program, I will try to introduce some new trends of research in human factors and economics in China. So here comes the outline of my today's talk. The first one, I will try to introduce our department. So physically, distance is quite long from South America, and I would like to introduce a little bit about our department. And later on, we try to introduce two major international master programs. One is Global Manufacturing and Analytics, and then the second one is International Master of Engineering Management, the two master programs in our department. And also try to introduce a little bit about the procedure of application. At last, I will introduce the research trends of human factors and economics in China. So about Tsinghua University, here you can see the map. And from map, the Tsinghua University is situated in Beijing. So in the northwest part of Beijing. I think there were 5 major features of Tsinghua University. The first one is the beautiful campus. And I think the second one is a global university. And we have a diverse student body. And also we have, I think it's acceptable global recognition. And all students could have global competence after studying at Tsinghua University. And from the Forbes magazine, it's stated that Tsinghua University is one of the world's most beautiful campus. And here you can see some images. And in the future, if you'd like, it's better you could experience the landscape here personally at Tsinghua University. And we have some old campus, and also we have some new buildings, the new auditorium, and also the new library. And here you could have a very nice and calm living conditions at Tsinghua University. And Tsinghua is also consistently ranking among the very best university in the world by the most respected international university rankings. So we could not speak across the world, but in China, we are one of the top 2 universities. The other one is just in our neighbor is Peking University. Yeah. And after introducing the university a little bit, I would like to give you a little more details about our department. So here is the image of our first department head. It's the founding head. It's Professor Gabriel Savandi. He is from the US. And for our department, at the very beginning, he stated that we want the department to become the world-class leaders in industrial engineering research and education, which contributes to the increased quality of life and the increased standards of living in China and around the world. So it's quite new things. Professor Gabriel Savandi is the first foreigner department head in China. So it's, he worked in our department for more than 10 years. And from the very beginning of our department, tried to lead our department to be the first one in China. So the history of industrial engineering at Tsinghua is not quite new. So we started with this major from 1993, and in 1994 we started master and the PhD programs at first, and in 1997, and we started to recruit bachelor students in the major of industrial engineering, and in 2001 the IE department was established. So here you can see the photo. Professor Savandi was appointed as the head and honored the first foreigner chair professor of Tsinghua University. And from the very beginning, we could have some very tight collaboration with international partners. So from 2001, there's a government-initiated program. We worked together with RWTH Aachen, one top engineering school in Germany. So we have this joint master program, and we adopted all textbooks, all the texts in our IE major were in English, and we have our first international review in 2006 to evaluate the progress of our department. And in 2009, we established our first international master program in global manufacturing. And in this year, we changed the name of this program from global manufacturing to global manufacturing and analytics. Yeah. So in 2017, we have our second master program. It's professional master program. It's the International Master of Engineering Management program. And from the very beginning, from 2001 to 2023, we have the 3 international reviews and to evaluate the progress of a department. And I think according to the evaluation, our department has made great achievement, and our students, we have the top students of good quality, and our PhD and master students could be recognized and acknowledged by their achievement in their academic research. Professor Max Shen was head of our department about 6 years ago, and as he was the department head, he accentuated the China flavor in our department's research, since in the field of industrial and systems engineering, China's manufacturing and the logistic industries are fast growing. So in this case, we would like to solve some problems, some typical problems in China, and then we want to get some new knowledge and also achieve some new solutions for those typical questions, typical problems around the world. In this picture, we could see the structure of our faculty members. In our department, the majority of our faculty members got their PhD from the US or from Europe. I think that most of them got from the US. And all our faculty members have some overseas experiences. So this could be a very good opportunity, also a good condition for us to collaborate with international partners. In terms of academic appointment out of the department, and in the field of economics, we had the president of China chapter, Human Factors and Economic Society. So this society is one society in the US, and also the president of Chinese Economics Society. And also we are one of the founding society of the BRICS Plus Economics Network. And the annual enrollment of students, we could classify them into the following categories, from bachelor and to PhD. Right now we have, so in terms of bachelor students per year, we have around 50 students or 60 students. And we have 2 or 3 overseas students in the program of bachelor. And in Master of Science, I think for domestic students, it's quite limited since we have a very big number of Master of Engineering Management. But in terms of overseas students, we have a large number in International Master of Engineering Management and Global Manufacturing Program. And the Tsinghua Aachen Joint Master Program and the Tsinghua Polytechnic Milano Joint Master Program are affiliated to this Global Manufacturing and Analytics Program. So per year, we have around 40 international students. So PhD students, per year, we have around 50 students, 40, 50 students in PhD, and I think around 10 in the major of Human Factors and Economics. Okay. Yeah, about the overseas students, we could have a global picture, and we have 2 major programs. The first one is the Global Manufacturing. The second one is IMM. And the Tsinghua Aachen Joint Program and the Tsinghua Polytechnic Milano Program are affiliated to the Global Manufacturing Program after this program was established. We have students from around 70 different countries and regions around the world. So here you can see some red spots on the map. I think the majority from, almost half from the European countries, from Germany and from Italy. And I think from South America, we have students from Argentina, from Brazil, and from those red spots. It's some countries, but it's not quite clear. And we, in total, in our department, we have already recruited over 600 international students. And in our department, I think for industrial engineering, our focus is complex systems. So we want to consider all the different elements together and try to increase the productivity and try to ensure the quality of products and try to reduce the cost and also to guarantee the safety of human operators in the system. So around this discipline in our department, we have 3 different institutes. One is Institute of Operations Research and Data Science. Another one is Institute of Systems, System Operation and Digital Management. The third one is Institute of Human Factors and Human System Interaction. So across those three different institutes, we cover the different research topics in logistics and supply chain, production systems, information system, quality management, and system support, and healthcare. So this is, so we have across the three different institutes, we have all those 5 research centers, and the institutes are mainly established for education to teach different courses in different directions. Affiliated to our department, we have 2 national institutes, and those institutes are established together, are jointly established together with the government. So the first one is the Institute for Quality and Reliability. It's a university level institute, and it's jointly with General Administration of Quality Supervision, Inspection, and Quarantine. And the second one is also a university level institute. It's jointly together with Ministry of Industry and Information Technology. The institute is named as Institute for Industrial Culture. Together with other local government and some other industrial partners, we have joint research, 2 other joint research institutes. One is Smart Logistics and Supply Chain Systems Research Center. It is supported by the Jiaozhou cities from Shandong province. So in this institute, we have a lot of research related to the maritime industry. And the second one is Complex System Engineering Research Center. It's mainly focused, its focus is system engineering. There are some other ones, mainly at the department level. I think I just show this slide, and you could have a rough impression about the research institutes about our department. Besides those research institutes, there's another center for statistical science. This center is also attached to our department. In this center, we have around 15 faculty members who are working mainly in statistics. In terms of international academics exchanges and communication, I think per year we have around about 150 official international visits per year. And Professor Gomez is also one visiting scholar to our department. And we have some close connections among organizations around the world. So here you can see our major partners from Europe, from US, from Japan, South Korea. And supported by both international collaborations and also the effort from our faculty members. And we have 3 international reviews from 2006. So 2006, 2011, 2019. Currently, according to evaluation, the quality of our bachelor students is among the top 5 in comparison to the US educational system, and the quality of our PhD students is around the top 20. Yeah. And in terms of human factors and economics, since we have, I think we have the strongest team in China, and in our department, we have 8 faculty members in the field of human factors and economics. It's the largest group, and its quality is around the top 15 in comparison to the US education system. Yeah. So this is about our university and our department. And the next slide, I'll try to introduce the international graduate program in our department. The first one is Global Manufacturing and Analytics program. So here's some outline about. So this program is in the major or the final degree awarded by this program is Management Science and Engineering. So it's a Master of Science degree, it's an academic degree, and the instruction, all the courses are given in English. This program was founded in 2019 after around 10 years collaboration with Aachen University. And since we have the teaching competence in English, and also we want to introduce industrial engineering to English and recruit new international students, so we initiate this program. And it's a 2 years master program. And I think its major feature is it's career oriented, and its major focus is in manufacturing industry in China and logistics in China. So the mission of this program is we want this program is try to be a world-class international master program, and also try to integrate industrial engineering and the manufacturing and logistics industries in China. And we want to create a brand, or we want to update made in China. So the product made in China to create it in China. So we integrate different modulars of courses into this program and try to give the students not only knowledge in manufacturing, but also the knowledge how to design a product and how to promote the product and how to manage the whole procedure. Yeah. And the third mission is try to prepare our outstanding international students to work together with Chinese colleagues. So here's the modulars of our courses. The first module is about manufacturing, including the decision-making, quantitative analysis, which are the fundamental parts for this program. And we have two special cases. One is Chinese industrial studies, try to use different cases for the students to know much better about the Chinese industry. And another course is production management. In terms of logistics, we have the logistics and supply chain management. Also, we use case studies in this course, try to understand the international logistics, and also try to know the internal logistics in our manufacturing system. And here's a new module about of the courses. The first one is the data analysis and the visualization, and also some other basic ones about the introduction to dynamic programming and statistical machine learning and big data intelligence. Try to increase the competence of our students in data analysis. In terms of engineering and culture, we also have those courses to increase the students' competence. I think the featured one is economics, which was taught by Professor Patrick Rao, and those two courses about the technology management and the product design. And the other ones, we use those courses to try to educate the students in which way they can work. They can work together with Chinese students and Chinese colleagues in their courses and in practice. So in a summary, this program is a career-oriented program, and with an emphasis on fundamental management science and its practice on the Chinese context. And also all the professors teaching courses in this program, they have a very deep background in research and teaching experience from prestigious universities around the world. And the one special feature in this program is the thesis. Since in China, the thesis will take almost 1 year, or even more, maybe 1 year or even 1.5 years to complete a master thesis. And we have diverse thesis topics covering from operations research to human factors and economics. And I think this thesis could be a very good opportunity for students try to practice their knowledge into real problems. And those topics, the students could also use their long-term internship as their thesis topic. We can also assign one professor to guide their thesis work. Yeah, so after the course, I think students could achieve their technical competence, practical competence, and international competence. The most important one I would like to introduce is the China competence. After this program, they could work, they could discuss, they could share their opinions, and I think fluently with all the Chinese colleagues. So after this program, the students could get their jobs in manufacturing industries, service industries, and we have students. Right now they work in Apple, in Huawei, those consumer products industries, and also CNTC, so energy sectors, and Daimler Chrysler, Benz, and Uber. So different branches, different fields. I think according to survey to our alumni, according to their feedbacks, I think the study at Tsinghua could support their career in a very active way, and they get great recognition in their work. For the students in our department, they could have also some different activities. So besides the sport activities, we could also organize some IE Friday talk, and we organize some tour and some field trip to different fields to get to know much better about the Chinese culture and to make their overseas life much easier. So here's some feedbacks from alumni. I think this is one student from Thailand, and according to her feedback, I think the first thing is in the visit to different industrial sectors, they get some different information about the production and management. They know how to apply their knowledge in practice. And the most important thing, they can more understand Chinese society and culture and the weather at the south of China. So that's a trip to the Ningbo, which is an industrial district near the city of Shanghai. Yeah. And this is one student from Germany, and this is a picture in the Tiananmen place. And I think, according to his feedback, I think the industry tool was some kind of exploration of Chinese things and local locations, showing unlimited dimensions of growth potential of this country. That's why after the graduation, and he found a job in China. So this is that's an introduction about the GMA program. This is a short introduction about the IMM program. So this program is also a 2-year, but it's a professional master program, which is based on educational sources and solid foundations of Tsinghua's master education in engineering management. So about the engineering management, the Chinese master program started from 2011, and per year we recruit around about 400 part-time students. they work and study at the same time, and they take their courses in the weekend. So in 2015, we have a management MEM education center. This center was set up in our department, and in 2017, we want to recruit the first cohort of IMM students. So why this international master and why this new international master degree? Because at Tsinghua, we would like to combine we want to take advantage of our Chinese students, especially in the major of Master of Engineering Management. They work and they have a lot of experience in practice. And together with our international students, they could share their working experience from their practice. And at the same time, our international students could bring international insights into the Chinese students' education. That's why for IMM students, they work much more tighter than the students in the GMA program. And the Chinese students and the IMM students, they share some activities, and also they have a lot of courses in common together. So for the IMM students, we want to prepare the students to become the future leaders of global engineering project management. So for the courses, the program was structured into 4 different parts. The first part is about engineering. The engineering could be industrial engineering, could be electronic engineering. And those courses, they could select from the other engineering departments at Tsinghua. The second one will be technology. The third one will be management. And I think the most important one is on-site practicum. So the internship is a compulsory one in this program. And all the students in this program have to take at least 3 months internship in China or in his home country, and try to finish this part in industrial. And we also organize some immersion class. We organize some activities and some field trips to different factories and to different industrial sectors. Yeah, try to give them the first impression about how industry works in China. So list some pictures. I will not go those into details. And I think most graduates work in international organizations or well-known multinational companies such as Huawei, Adidas, and some local well-known companies. There are some pictures of students right now. They are working either in China or in their home country. So in terms of the curriculum, the courses in this program, I think 3 major parts. The first one is engineering technology courses. It's give them technology competence. The second one, I think the one I want to emphasize is on-site practice, internship, and monographic study. So try to make them to combine the technology, engineering technology, and the engineering management courses. So in those courses, we also use case studies, try to teach the knowledge from textbook into practice. So the second feature is the Sino-Foreign Cooperative Graduate Education. We try to merge the 2 groups, the Chinese MEM students and the international MEM students together. And also this is one picture of Professor Gomez gave lectures for this part of students. The third one, I think, is the global version and the Chinese perspective. And we have students from different countries, and we also organize them to different countries, like the turbine countries, the Xiamen Air, and some IKT cooperation in Ningbo, different, and also CRRC, 四方一致了 for the high-speed railway, for the train construction. So we visit those sites, and we have the local or the engineers on the site to introduce the details of engineering management in those factories and try to combine those field experience together with their knowledge from the courses. Yeah. So there's some pictures about immersion classes and a field study trip to different cities for China industrial society and the culture. Yeah. Okay, so we also organize some cross-cultural communication and collaboration between Chinese and international students. Yeah. So at the end, I would like to compare a little bit about the GMA program, the IMM program a little bit. So for the GMA program, it's a program of Master of Science. And for the IMM, it's a Master of Engineering Management. It's a professional degree. For the GMA, it's an academic degree. And education, according to the educational plan. So in 2 years, for the GMA students, the 40% of their effort will be in the coursework. For IMM students, 60% in coursework. But for the IMM student, for the GMA students, the majority of their effort will be in thesis. It's research oriented. But for IMM students, it's practice oriented. So the outcome or the outlines of the students could be a little different. In terms of career, for the Master of Science, for the GMA students, it would be, they will be more well prepared for the PhD study for their, if they want to go to some research institutes or some other research organizations. And in terms of career, we want them to be operating managers in manufacturing or some other sectors. But for IMM students, their focus is managerial practice. So in the future, we want to prepare the students as engineering managers in international organizations or some multinational corporations. So this is the comparison between these two programs. And for the thesis, so for the GMA students, the thesis will take around 1 year or 1.5 years. But for IMM students, normally the thesis work will take 6 months or 7 months. Yeah. Yeah, for all the international master students, I think the department will, together with the university and with the government, we prepare some scholarships for students. And we provide those 5 different types of scholarships. The first one is Chinese government scholarship. So it will cover the tuition fee and the living expenses at Tsinghua in Beijing. And the second one will be Beijing government scholarship. It could be full or partial tuition fee. So half of tuition will be covered. And this scholarship should be applied annually. Yeah. But for Chinese government scholarship, it will cover the whole period of the master study. So if the student get the scholarship, it could cover 2 or 3 years study in China. And our department, we have also some IE and IMM scholarship. So the tuition fees will cover part of the tuition fee and part of the living expense. Yeah, but only for one academic year. So the student could also be some teaching or research assistant in our department. And our department could also provide some financial support to those students. And the 5th way will be scholarships from some corporations. It depends. So if the corporation want to recruit some international students, they could also provide us some scholarships to support student study. And according to our statistics, I think around 80 to 90% of students could be covered with full scholarship or partial scholarship for master study at Tsinghua. So I will introduce a little bit more about the Chinese government scholarship. There are two types. The first one is type A. The student should apply from the other authorities, such like the Embassy of China. So, but the type D will be the student should apply directly at Tsinghua while applying for this master program. So this is the procedure. The first one is the student need to apply for graduate programs at IE department. And if the student pass the screening procedure and get admitted, and we will recommend the student from the IE department to Tsinghua University. And also Tsinghua University will gather all those information from all the departments, then will submit the recommendation to the Chinese Scholarship Council, the CSC, and the CSC will make the final decision. But the final decision, the final notification will be in July of the enrollment year. So this is some information about the scholarship. And a little details about how to apply. So this is the procedure. We have 3 rounds of application. The first round is from now to December the 15th. And the second round will be to the March 1st next year, 2024. The third round will be to May 1st, 2024. But I have to mention that for the third round, in the third round, the student could not apply for the CSC scholarship. They can only apply for apply for the Beijing local government or the department tuition scholarship. Then it comes to application review and interview. So students should take, I think, half an hour online interview. Then is the pre-admission and formal admission. The formal notification will be in July. So I will not mention the details. So for the details, I will share the slides to you after the presentation, and you can scan this QR code or use the link, try to see the details for the application. And for the application, the students need to get some documents prepared. I think the most time-consuming one is the degree certificate and the degree authentication, since the student need to get his degree from his home university and then submit to one Chinese authority. The Chinese authority will certify the degree and authenticate the degree in order to get the final enrollment into our department. Okay, so the schedule is here. I will not mention that into details. A little bit information about the PhD program. It's also a full-time Chinese program. So courses are taught in English, but in Chinese. But here there are some substitutions. There are some courses can be substituted by the other courses in English for international students. And for the proficiency in Chinese certificate, right now we just, it's not required to get enrolled into our IE department. We have 3 research directions for PhD students. One is in human factors and the human system interaction. Another one is system operation. And the third one is operations research. And the tuition fee for PhD program is about 40,000 RMB, Chinese yuan per year. But the application procedure for the scholarship is the same. And according to our statistics, I think PhD students accepted by our department could get financial support from the CIS scholarship easily. Yeah, okay, there are some contact information, and if you're interested, you can scan those QR code. Yeah, and I think the last part will be some new research trends in HIV research in China. And this part is prepared together with me and Professor Wei Zhang, who is the former president of Chinese Economic Society, since we just had the new election in August. And Professor Zhang right now was no longer the president of the Chinese Economic Society, but I was elected as deputy secretary of Chinese Economic Society. So I will introduce the Chinese Economic Society at first, then some new research trends in China. So the Chinese Economic Society was founded in 1989. And right now we have 14 different branches. Yeah. But the first 8 gray colored one was the original one, and the 3 blue colored one were established 3 years ago, and the 3 green colored one were still on observation. I think they were just those new branches were just initiated, and after the observation, they will become the formal ones in our in this society. Right now, we have at least 47 cooperative members. Among those cooperative members, we have 5 universities and 23rd state or local level institutes or enterprises. We have also 16 private companies as cooperative members. And right now we have more than 3,200 individual members. This number was updated until October 2023. So I think right now we could be maybe the largest one or the second one in economics in the world. And at the same time, we had 2 awards together with IEA. So the CES is IEA Federated Society, and also is a founding member of BRICS Net Plus. And we have 2 awards: IEA Kingfa Award for student research in HIV, and also IE Tsinghua Award for collaboration. And from 2017, CES jointly with Kingfa established a university industrial cooperation fundings at the Ministry of Education in China to support HIV talent education reform and innovation. So every year we have around 30 proposals were funded, over 100 applications in order to support the student, the faculty members, all the professors in China to improve teaching or research skills, or developing teaching or research systems. So total until 2022, there are total 122 proposals funded. And about new research trends in China, I think since there's a growing demand for HFE due to the economic development and the generation change in China. So right now here we can see the position of China in terms of GDP, and it's almost become a high-income countries. But at the same time, we are facing some new problems. So with the increasing of economic conditions, we have the people in China, they want better living conditions, they want better products, they want faster logistics. So that's why we have totally new requirements from society, and the work requirements are different. So that's why we are changing the research directions in China. So the key HFE related projects from government and industrial recently are raising. So later we can see some two examples. The first one is the NSFC main research project is HFE safety theory research on complex tight coupling in human machine systems. This is a research project targeted at complex engineering systems. Since in those complex engineering systems require proper design and evaluation of HFE, and failure to do so will lead to major potential problems. So there are some examples we can find in defense system, aero system, and high-speed railway systems. So that's why facing to those complex systems, and our department got this funding and try to together with the other partners, industrial partners, to solve ergonomics issues in complex systems. The second one will be another NFC main research project is machine behavior and human-machine collaborative decision-making methodology. So this is under the context of increasing competence of algorithm and augmented systems. And also we have some new labels such as the ChatGPT as the large language model and robots. And also in China, we have very large platform economics or shared economics and algorithm control to gig workers. Gig workers is also one major issue in China. So that's why we conduct those researches, and we hope we could help to solve some issues in this human AI interaction. Yeah. So in China, there are lots of robots, industrial robots, and also unmanned systems and delivery AGV, and also AI agents for customer service. And we want solve those academic research issues in human factors dynamics. Here is one example in agriculture. In China, now they implemented, they use quite a lot of unmanned systems in agriculture. So those unmanned systems add a new brain, besides our humans' brain, and also add new sensors, new eyes and ears, besides our sensory systems, and also replace the heart, replace our power by some new power. And that increase a lot of new issues in agriculture. So this is one thing. A second thing is in smart wearables, and besides smart watch and the sleep monitoring, there are lots of wearing glasses and actual skeleton, and some wearing textiles, smart textiles in China. So the smart wearables are being used for multiple purposes. So in this case, and the new issues raised in this smart wearables are also covered by part of Chinese researchers. So that's why we have a new branch in wearable devices in our economic society. So for example, AR glasses and plus the application scenarios in different views, and smartphone plus smart glasses, and the smart glasses in different living conditions in different application fields are increasing in China. The third, this one is about automotive industries in China. Right now in China, I think China is the first biggest consumer of biggest buyers of automobiles in the world, and also it exports. It produces the largest number of vehicles in the world. And at the same time, the new automated driving and connected vehicles and intelligent transportation system research and also promoted HFE research and application. So the rapid updating of Chinese automotive market is promoting more smart automotive development. So right now, I think the big manufacturers of automotive manufacturers in China are trying to have more work about the smart and intelligent driving, and also the smart and intelligent interior design, try to increase the quality of Chinese cars. So we also conducted some research about the connected vehicle, in which way they could share the message and try to communicate better with the Chinese, with the other vehicles in the world, on the road. There are some new research about HFE research in healthcare in China. Here is one example. Here we can see the aging trend in China. I think in 2021, about around 20%, of the Chinese population will be over 65. And also the majority of some of them live in village in rural area, but their kids are actually working in big cities. So in this way, there are some applications we could monitor the health status of parents, and also try to connect with village doctor, try to make the living conditions much better, try to keep the aged people more health. So that's why the personal health management is valued by more and more people, as China is having more aged population. So that's why we are now conducting some researches. Here there are some devices which could monitor the glucose level for almost 2 weeks now. And we could get the value directly from those devices. And this why, in order to treat type 2 diabetes, we can not only use medical treatment, we could also apply diet control and exercise treatment to try to control the glucose. But in which way we could that? And we could gather data and try to get the personal model of the patient, and try to together with doctors and to apply specific ways to make them to control the glucose for our patients. I think there are a few slides about the sharing economics in China. So sharing economy in China in 2020 in China, we could see there were almost 200 million people work in sharing economy. And the service provider via online platform is about 84 million. And so the market structure is also quite enormous. And the life service about half, and the transportation is about 60% of the market. And here we could see some examples. Here for the food delivery, the fast food delivery, and I think the Meituan is the top one food delivery in China. And the daily active riders is over 1 million. And I think in this year, I think they could be more due to the a little bit economic issues. And I think in 2021, more than 5 million riders, and in 1 year they receive about more than 14 billion orders. That's quite a big number. And also the Didi is the top one ride-hailing platform in China. It's also have over 150 million active drivers. And in China, it's also an overlooked group. There are over 70 million truck drivers, and mainly self-owned. So that's some numbers about the gig workers in China. And there are some occupational and health safety issues in China. So we also conducted observation study, and we found that the traffic violation behaviors of food delivery riders at urban intersectors. So the red light running is about 80%. Riding using cell phone at the same time is about 15%. Riding on a motor vehicle lane about 50. It's more than half. Actually, they riding electric vehicle, they are not allowed to ride on motor vehicle lanes. Yeah, and the food delivery efficiency is increasing. In 2016, for a 6-kilometer delivery, the requirement is about 60 minutes. But in 2018, the requirement is 38 minutes. So the increasing number of food delivery riders, and also the more and more demanding requirement for efficiency causes a lot of health and safety issues. So for those, in order to protect them at a personal level, we could provide some smart helmet and a smart electric bicycle and a smart delivery box and a smart voice assistants, try to decrease the usage of mobile phone, and also try to add some communication function and safety function to protect those riders. Yeah. Besides that, I think at the platform, we could also change the algorithm development with consideration of human well-being. So we could use proactive intervention. For example, for food delivery, we could set up limit for picking orders. And also we could consider safety constraints and also adjust allowance, yeah, for those riders and to try to give them better working conditions. Yeah. And besides algorithm management, we could also increase in bilateral communication between the consumer and the riders, and change the evaluation system, try to change the safety and the health from the organizational approaches. And at society level, and also we want to promote the platform governance in China, try to reduce the risks of those riders, those gig workers in the platform economy. Okay. Yeah. I think that's not a brief introduction, but a very rough introduction about our master programs at our IE department, and also some new research trends in China. And thank you very much for your attention, and any questions are welcome.
Thank you so much, Professor Neyama. Can you hear me well?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. So, Xie, thank you so much. I'm sure our colleagues should have questions to present. I could see in the chat, but I'd like to tell you, you make a great point in terms to give us a big panel of the trends and perspectives. You are working in China considering HFE, and I can see, of course, my colleagues will have the opportunity to comment. Great possibility to cooperate, because we have also similar issues here. Just to mention one like healthcare, but some others, and we need to train our future generation of engineers and any other profession in terms of manufacturers in ergonomics. So I can ask my colleagues in Chile, Argentina, and in Brazil if they have questions, if they noted some questions from the students. So Professor Begonia, Professor Lucino Viallo. If you have questions, I'd like you could present them to Professor.
Alejandro, I think, has a question.
Professor Alejandro, may you listen?
Thank you. Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Professor Matt, for the excellent presentation of your and opportunities of research that are available. I have two questions. One is related with just people are a bit get backed off of going to China because of the language. Are there opportunities for the students to improve their language before going to the university? Are there scholarships for that? And because sometimes that's a deterrent for students to go.
Okay. I think if the language issues about the Chinese, I think the university provided some fundamental courses for the international students to learn Chinese at Tsinghua University. But I think the courses provided by the university might not be enough. And the students, I think most of the students who right now study in China, there are some other organizations outside of the university provided some Chinese language courses. And the tuition, I think the scholarship for, if the student got the scholarship from CGS, they could, that could be enough for the student to take those courses.
Okay, thank you very much. And another question is regarding faculty interaction. Are there any programs there for faculty interchange? If you could talk something about that also.
Yeah, no problem. I think for that part, it's I think all the colleagues from around the world are welcome to our department. And in terms of research collaboration, if, for example, if you are interested in one professor, in one faculty members in our department, you could get contacted at first. And in this case, per year, we could have also our government to have some fundings to support international collaboration. Especially maybe for the trip to cover the airfare for the round trip and cover some local accommodation. We have some fundings for that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Alejandro. Just to clarify for the students, it's necessary to have fluency in English, I guess, right, Professor?
Yes.
And I would like to add, Barbara, our student, I guess she's asking the chat of you too about the student exchange. I think she refers to undergrad. Do you have a student exchange at undergrad level? Because it's very common to our students in our university in Rio, UFRJ, also in other universities in Brazil, but I guess also in Chile and Argentina. Do you have student exchange at undergrad level? If so, what is the requirement?
Yeah, I think for we do have exchange programs, I think, for undergraduate students. Yeah, but there are some possible issues. The first thing is right now the main as I know, I think at the university level, we have some exchange programs between Tsinghua and some universities in the US and some university in France. And for students to the US, it's easier since they could use English for their for this program. But to the France, they have to study French, to learn French for about half a year, or then they can get they could follow the courses in France. And for international students to China, I think the major issue will be for undergraduate programs, the majority of the courses are given in Chinese. In our department, all the slides or examination might be in English, but the professors, the faculty, the professors will give the lectures in, I think, in Chinese, but the slides and slides and examinations could be in English. Yeah, that would be quite challenging for international students.
Okay, and just add to this question, Professor. I guess you have summer school every year at Tsinghua, right?
Yeah.
So if you could explain, because our students also are interested in summer school, that's to get a little flavor of Tsinghua, of China, especially their vacation here. So may you explain to the audience about the summer school?
Yeah, I think about the summer school before the COVID-19, I think Tsinghua University organized the summer school every year, but this year after COVID-19, I do not know in which way they are going to organize that. But our department could also organize some summer school for a short period, for 1 week or 2 weeks. And it's department dependent. Some department could organize, some department to choose not to. And I think our department can also organize some summer schools in summer, and also invite some students to try to have their first Chinese flavor.
Thank you so much. We have more questions here. One is from Ramon, our student. May you explain a little bit more the process to classify the candidates that apply for the programs, how they classify? You classify.
Okay, so I will show the slides.
Okay,
wait.
Thank you.
Wait a little bit. Yeah. Could you see the slide? Yeah.
Yes.
I think the second step, the application review and interview, is the stage in which we evaluate the students. The classify is, there are mainly two steps. The first step is according to the application material. So according to the personal statement, its grade notes, and its recommendation letter, and its research proposal, something like that. And we evaluate our student at first. And after the evaluation, the students who passed the screening procedure will have an interview organized by our department. And the interview lasts for half an hour. And after the interview, we will make the pre-admission decision. So whether a student is admitted by department or not. After this decision, we will rank those students according to the evaluation from the interview committee. So in the interview committee, we have 5 different professors evaluate the students' performance and try to give notes and give grades. According to those grades, we rank those students. Normally, about 70% of students could, of the applicants could get the scholarship support from the CGS. Yeah.
Professor, just
Yeah.
The interview. What kind of subject you ask the interview? Because the students come to us, and how we should prepare for the interview is technical, social, cultural, or the other topic. All of these, or all of.
I think interview includes 2 parts. The first part is standard procedure. So we are going to provide some students a list of requirements. So the student need to prepare a self-introduction presentation and try to follow the template to introduce himself or herself. So in a structured way. So that one is fixed. That I think that part could last for 10 minutes, and for the rest 20 minutes, we are going to ask some questions about their major, about their interests, about their interest in China, and about their research or future career plan, something like that. Since for different programs, we are not quite limited to industrial engineering. For a student, we have some students from chemical engineering, from physics, from some other majors. It's not only limited to industrial engineering.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Another student, Philippe, he told about the fields of ergonomics, but I think you made a great explanation about the research fields and applications you are doing. China, I think Philippe is happy with your explanation. Lucas is another student. Is asking about master opportunity. He's referred to this component for digitalization. Chips, is a component, essential component. How is the development of the production of this chip component in China? Because this is a worldwide application that any country needed to develop. Any master in this domain? It's a microprocessor.
Yeah, I think at Tsinghua we have some other departments who have some international master programs specifically designed for the chip production. Yeah.
Because Professor just explained, because Professor Liaman, as I told you, we have 5,000 undergrad engineering students here at UFRJ, and they are in fact from other areas other than industrial engineering. So this is why we have some other questions. Mayara, also, if you could, maybe Mayara connect more recently. May you put the slide to explain the scholarships briefly, kindly ask you to do so, because Mayara and Ramon, another student, they join us maybe after your explanation.
Okay.
Thank you a lot if it's possible.
Yeah, I think there are 5 types of scholarship, mainly 5 types of scholarship. The first one is Chinese scholarship. It will cover the whole study period at Tsinghua, so including tuition fee and living expenses. And second one will be Beijing government scholarship. It's a full or partial tuition fee, but student need to apply for this scholarship per year, so annually. And the third one is provided by our department, is Tsinghua IE or MIME scholarship. So it also only covers 1 academic year. The student need to apply that annually. The student could also work as a research or teaching assistant in our IE department. For example, we have some students work as assistant to international programs, and we could also provide some allowance to the students for their effort. It could also be treated as one scholarship. And there is 5th one is scholarship from some corporations. But for those scholarships, the students might need to sign some contract with the corporations. After graduation, the student need to work for those corporations for a certain period. Yeah.
So Professor Liama, we have, thank you so much. We have more students in our room live here. João, will you, please João, talk close to the micro here to Professor Liama, who will ask you in English.
Okay. First of all, I'd like to thank you for showing us these opportunities. And I want to ask if it's, our previous knowledge of Chinese is important to get a scholarship. If it will help us.
No. I think in order to get the Chinese scholarship, I think the most important thing is your academic performance. Yeah. And also for applying those master programs, the language requirement is English proficiency. It's not the Chinese proficiency.
Okay, João, thank you so much, because this is sometimes a big confusion. It's not necessary to speak Chinese fluently. It's just to speak English. May you explain, Professor, what kind of certificate they needed to have in order to go? I think this would be interesting for our students, and also in Chile and Argentina. Do you require any specific certificate in English? How it works?
I think for the details, since there are different kinds of English certification, I think there's some details about the qualification for GM and IMM program. And the student could click the link or scan this QR code to get more detailed information. Okay.
Okay.
And also for the students who, for example, some students got their degree from English-speaking country, and for those students, the English proficiency requirement will not be the certificate. The bachelor degree will be enough.
Okay. Thank you so
much.
Yeah. Okay. We have a Professor Begoña from Chile, and then we have another student, my student Severino, will make a question. First, Professor Begoña, please go ahead.
Thank you, Jose Orlando, and thank you, Professor Liang, for your presentation.
Thank you.
I think it was very interesting when you mentioned that you were also interested in changing this made in China to created in China. And that's why you introduced this product design topic into the GEM program.
Yeah.
So I'm also thinking about my students, because I teach in engineering design and also in the School of Design. So what is the scope of this course, the product design? Are you focused on human-centered design or innovation maybe? Is it focused on teaching them how to create products within a company, or they can do, I don't know, startups? I don't know, or is open to anything?
Okay. I think I will. So regarding product design, we have the course of economics. This one is try to provide some understanding of how to apply human factors economics in product design. And this course is systematic product design development. I think the major focus is how to design a product in an innovative way.
Perfect.
So the innovation is the focus of this course.
Perfect. Thank you.
Welcome.
And the other question was, if a student takes this program, can they move to the PhD directly, or is a different process?
I think after the graduation from this master program, the student could apply for the PhD degree directly, PhD program directly.
Okay, and it's 4 years after that. After the masters, they have to take 4 more years, or they take less than?
In China, with a master degree, the PhD study normally takes 3 to 4 years.
Okay.
3 to 4, so it's variable. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
No. Welcome.
Just before I continue with question, I'd like to also mention other professors with us that join us after you start. Professor Valentina Vargas from University of Santiago in Chile. It's another university in Chile, Professor Valentina. And also Professor Rosa Petrus from Federal University of Rio de Janeiro is also with us. Also join us, but we had another commitment at 1:15 p.m. here. Professor Júlio Bispo from Federal University Fluminense, in the other side of the Guanabara Bay, front of Rio de Janeiro. And also, I'd like to thank all these professors for being here with us. And I'd like to ask if Professor Lucy from Argentina, if she has any questions from Argentinian side. Professor Lucy?
Yes, I would like to know for the ergonomics topic, what kind of skills are on topic, and how many hours do you have for the students? How many?
Okay. So for master program or for the PhD program?
No, master program.
Okay. I think for the master program, the economics is a course with three credits. So 3 credits at Tsinghua, which means per week students has to take a course with 3 hours, almost 3 hours, and that's for the lecture time. And outside of lecture, the students need to have around 6 hours of practice or homework, something like that, for economics. So for 3 credit course, mainly the students need to spend around 9 hours for its lecture and for its homework and for its practice. something like that.
And then what kind of skills of topic is more like methodological or to
I
know
think,
the body or to know the.
I think.
Or you
I think
don't know.
the structure, and the structure of this course, I think, has been updated. I think at the very beginning, the physical economics perhaps covers almost 1/3. But right now, due to new research trends and the new research directions, and in this course, I think the physical economics covers only maybe 1/6. Yeah. And the other part, about half, is about a human machine and human computer interaction, and the rest part is about some organizational economics. Yeah, I think almost structure is like that.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Professor Liaman, I will ask our student Severino is beside me. He's talking now. His question. In fact, he is very interested about how to go to China since he attended my economic course.
Thanks for the opportunity, Professor. Thanks for the opportunity, Professor Lima. In the interview, you said that one step they interest in China, and when the teacher in Argentina asked about what's the main aim of the course, you said innovation and the products. I want to know where should I start the onboarding on Chinese culture for breadth? That because when you talk, it's a very sensibility of what we are engineering and what we are planning to do. So where should I start the ongoing on Chinese culture?
Chinese culture.
It's
about Chinese culture. How should how should start to understand about Chinese culture? Because you know, it's important because we are on the other side of the world. You know.
Yeah, I think that's a very good question. I think you may start from Chinese Kung Fu movie. Yeah, and I think in order to, right now, I think online there's lots of videos, lots of materials about the Chinese culture and Chinese society, and perhaps some positive, perhaps some negative comments. I think from that part, you could try to learn about the Chinese culture, and there are lots of documentation online, and from the documentation, and I think this is one way, and another way, I think one of the alumni shared her experience. She visited I think she is from, she's from South America, but a very small country. And she visited China once. And after that, she decided to go to China and try to study and try to has her own startup up in China. Yeah. And also she got some experience in how to get a Chinese startup visa. Yeah. I think
And Professor Liaman,
I've
been in China, and I think, for example, some social media, Chinese social media, you know, our students, they are involved in TikTok. TikTok is media producer in China, or any other, you know, for example, how they can have the flavor if they can enroll to WeChat or they can see Chinese television, for example, you know, that's just, it seems to be interesting because these students right now, this generation is very linked to social media. Maybe you can suggest some of them for try to have the flavor, you know?
Yeah, that's one. That's the issue is so the social media in China, so mainly in Chinese.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one. But I think there are some foreigners who right now are living in China and they also use short videos and like TikTok, something like that, and try to show their lives in China. That could be one way. Yeah.
Yes, for example, in WeChat, there is a channel of Tsinghua, for example. I'm not sure. We can follow Tsinghua University social media in order to, like WeChat, they are very expert here in WhatsApp, but WeChat, for example, is the way they can access Tsinghua, even in, it could be in Chinese, because Tsinghua has translation resources. It could be in Chinese and they can follow. And there is several channels at WeChat, for example, that is wonderful for them in terms to have a flavor. Secondly,
here's some.
Yes, please.
Here's some QR code. This QR code is the Facebook account of our department. This one, LinkedIn, is also the account of our department, i.e. website. This is the English one. This is the contact information, WeChat contact information of WeChat contact of Mrs. Haitao Wang, who is also the assistant in our department to the international programs. I think follow this Facebook and LinkedIn, student could find lots of information about Tsinghua and also about ongoing activities in our department of international students.
Excellent. And just to complete the information, Professor, there are some Chinese television in Spanish, CGTN, that can be by the students, as well as in French and English, you know? So this could give some idea, of course, how it's China and some good information about culture and tourism sometimes. And this could be some kind of information for.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Excellent. So I'd like to ask my colleagues in Chile, Argentina, if they have some final comments or let's say appreciation. I have one question, Professor, especially related because we are open to receive as well Chinese students. And we would like to offer the opportunity on behalf of FRJ. We can receive also in, let's say, in undergrad and graduate programs. So this is so interesting for us as we have a big number of Chinese companies. For example, Severino is doing internship in bank, right? Chinese company. It's subsidiary operations. Okay, so it's like this. So you have a presence of, and we'd like to just make this observation for you that we are open to receive. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Secondly, also, we are also open, as we have a big number of Chinese companies, try to establish like projects, a cooperation project to study how how to improve the trade among our countries. That's another possibility we'd like to mention, as we have contacts with the Chinese companies in order to promote more cooperation. So I'd like to, as we're approaching the end, the final comments from my colleagues, and also I'm sure you should be tired because you work the whole day, and now it's almost 1 a.m. in Beijing.
Yeah.
So I hope you can arrive to the department later.
Thank you. I think working together with our colleagues is not tired.
And I'd like to give the opportunity for my colleagues here, Begonia, Lucy, Alejandro, Professor Rosa. I don't know if we can talk, but anyway, just to give your final comment, saying that we start very good cooperation, and I'm sure we will receive you and your delegation with open arms next year when you come.
Thank you. Yeah.
So I would like to give the words to my colleagues in order they have their comments. Professor Alejandro, would you like to start?
I'd like to thank Professor Ma for the great presentation and for the openness and the great work they have done in Tsinghua University. For all the excellent work, and congratulations. And we're very open to work together on students interested in attending. So thank you very much for the openness. And we also expect to have you here sometime, and everybody in Latin America also, thank you for the invitation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're also welcome to China.
Por favor, please, Professor Lucy, Professor Begonia, por favor. Please.
Thank you very much for the presentation. It will be a pleasure to see how the engineers and the ergonomics cooperate for project and the kind of work that they are making. I think it's a pleasure to see the fruit of the work. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Félicitations.
Merci.
Merci, Lucy.
Well, thank you, Professor Liang. And I think it was very interesting to see what you're doing in China, the research that you're doing. I think we have many topics that are aligned, and I think we could collaborate in the future. So I'm looking forward to that, to continuing this. This
you're welcome.
So I would like to say thank you, a big thanks to all my colleagues for this great collaboration and for their kind cooperation to overcome any connections. We could do a very good job. I'd like to thank the students, mainly because they are the future and they come here, and also to tell everyone that this video will be there for the other students didn't give the opportunity to be presently today. So I would like to thank you, Tsinghua University, Professor Liang Ma, and to say that fortunately you could come, but next year we'll have you in person here, and of course you can have a flavor of Brazil, Argentina, and Chile, and we can have good talks next year, and we hope the students can start to prepare. And any other question from the students, please go through the information instructions made by Professor Liamat. And also you can please contact the professors here in each university in order to help you guys with their recommendation letters. And we have some experience. The students of FRJ started to go to, especially to these programs in 2017. So we are free to help you and have to help all the students to make this good experience, exciting experience to study China. So thank you so much. Professor, your final words, and I know you needed to sleep.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. I think it's my great honor to give a talk here, and also thank you for Professor Gomez for organizing such an event. And I think for me, this is, I think this is the first time I know so many colleagues from Latin America. And for me, it's a pity that I could not be able to visit Latin America this time physically. And I hope, as Professor Gomez said, I hope in the future I could be there with my colleagues to visit all the university there and try to see what we are doing there and try to make this first contact as deep as possible and try to promote our department, also try to know the other university and other schools as better as possible. And in the future, I think this is the first time I know all the colleagues in Latin America. And as I mentioned, you are also very welcome to our department. And from our website and from the contact information, also from my email, and you can contact me anytime and try to mention your interests about China and about our educational program. And in the future, I think our department is also trying to promote the international collaboration between our department and all the partners around the world. And I think the universities from Latin America also, I think is one of the major partners we want to extend. And so we might have some language issues for students, but things English could be one common language, and also we could also use gesture, use our face, use our hand to express our feelings. And I hope in future we could overcome those barriers and try to make good friends with us and among us, and try to have more collaborations in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor, and I would like to thank you, the staff, the marvelous staff of the Polytechnic and the other universities that permit this great opportunity. As we are from manufacturing economics, we should congratulate the workers of all universities that proportionally give this possibility to become real. And as we say, Latin America, Professor, we are just started. Much more will come. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. See you next.
Thank you. Bye.
Ciao.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.